Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're here to talk about The Son. I just saw this in theaters, so let's dive on in and yeah, just look at what my thoughts are on the film. So to begin, we'll just look at a brief synopsis. So in this movie, Peter has a busy life with his new partner Beth and their baby thrown into disarray when his ex-wife Kate turns up with their teenage son Nicholas. So this is a movie that I was looking forward to a fair amount. I really like Hugh Jackman as an actor, so I'm kind of just interested in anything that he's in. But I think I haven't been hearing like a ton of buzz about this film, so I definitely kind of kept my expectations checked at the door. But ultimately, it's a film that I absolutely loved. I think it's a great movie, and it didn't feel that way the whole way through. Like it was sitting at a solid B, but then the third act I think really brought it home. And this was just, for me, it was an extremely emotionally wrecking film. I think I haven't cried this much during a film since seeing Till last year. And it wasn't as much as Till, but it was, yeah, it was very emotional for me. I think it was that way because I felt like I could really connect with the main character, with Hugh Jackman's character. I think that helped a lot, so I don't know if it would be as emotional for everybody that's going to see it, but I felt that I could very much relate to his character, and yeah, it made it that much more emotional. But it's also very, for me, it was very suspenseful and like kind of stressful watching the film as the story played out, especially in the third act, because yeah, it's not really a suspense film, but it there's some very suspenseful scenes at least where like I was just fully concerned, sitting there worried what was going to happen, and you don't get that with every movie. So it was definitely an experience. I think the movie is. I think it's yeah. It explores some very interesting kind of topics, and I think it does so in a very realistic lens. It's mainly looking at relationships, in this case between sons and fathers, and you get multiple of those in the film. But I think just our relationships with people in general, and how complex they can be, and kind of what our impact is on other people, especially those closest to us, whether that's kind of in through things that we intend or not. But I think especially through the things that we don't necessarily intend. So I thought it was yeah, I thought the subject matter and the kind of the ideas that they dive into were very interesting. I really liked the. I was happy to pick up on the metaphor that they were drawing, where one of the characters that kind of do flashbacks to him like learning how to swim, and I thought that was yeah. Maybe it was a little. I thought it was appropriate. I appreciated its inclusion in the film. Maybe it's a little obvious of a metaphor, but I thought the acting across the board also was really good. I thought yeah, Hugh Jackman brought his A game. He was really really good in the role, and again, I felt like I could relate to him a lot. Anthony Hopkins is in it very briefly as his dad, but it's interesting seeing kind of them in like a single scene and what their relationship is like and how that impacts Hugh Jackman's character in the film. And then it impacts, how he wants to have a relationship or the sort of relationship he wants to have with his son. So I think that's all. It's all really very interesting. It's interesting to think about how much we are as people as reactions to other people, either trying to be what they are because we look up to them, or trying to not be what they are because we have maybe not the best experience with them. But I thought Laura Dern's character was also pretty good. They could have maybe given her more character. I wasn't sure or more like details. I wasn't entirely sure kind of what side to take on her. Like if she was, I wasn't sure how much like blame to put on her. I think, which I kind of liked though. It's done in a way where I think you can. It's a little bit ambiguous, and so you can maybe assign a little bit more or a little bit less blame to her for kind of the situation that the characters are in the film. I think I kind of went back and forth on that. I think at first I was a little bit more prone to blame her, but as we see here, like a little bit more again, we don't have a ton of details, so I think it is up to a bit of interpretation. I think I blamed her a little less as the movie went on, or judged her a little less. And then Vanessa Kirby, her character, who's the current, so yeah, Laura Dern is the ex of the Hugh Jackman character, and then Vanessa Kirby is his current partner, and I thought she was also really well done, and I think all the actors did a great job. But yeah, she's a very supportive character, and it's there again. It's how do you, if for like people who are going through stuff and you want to help them, but maybe they're not letting you. How do you still be supportive in that situation? It's just interesting, I think, to think about. But and I think the kid they got to play the son was pretty good. He didn't overly impress me, but I thought he did a good job and still held his own. It's really hard, I'm sure, to come in as a young actor to go up with all the actors that are in this movie. So I thought he held his own well enough. And sometimes if the like younger actors, they can not do all that good of a job, and it can really take you out of the movie. But I wasn't. That wasn't really the case here. So. But yeah, overall, this is a movie that I give a letter grade of an A to. I think it's one that's definitely worth checking out. It's one that, like, yeah, I'll be talking about it, I think, and recommending it to people offhand, regardless of whether or not they're looking for something to watch. I Yeah, that's my take on it. I wouldn't be surprised if other people it didn't like connect with as much. I think there's yeah, I don't know, but it really worked for a film as me, or it worked as a film for me, and so I really liked it. I'd love to hear your thoughts though in the comments below if you've had a chance to see this. Did the film work for you? Did it not? I think it's yeah, I'd love to hear your comments down below. But if you enjoyed this review, be sure to smash that like button and consider subscribing if you like to stay up to speed on movies and what's out there and what's worth checking out. I usually see a few a week, so yeah, and post reviews for the movies I see in theaters. But yeah, with that, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.